Jordan is out to get them. In fact, Jim Jordan, he's working pretty hard to defund and expose them at the same time. So he's starting with Special Counsel Jack Smith, but it's expected that it's not going to end there. In fact, reports are already coming out that Jim Jordan, he's looking to defund DA Fani Willis, AG Letitia James, and even DA Alvin Bragg. So, and the reason for this is that Jim Jordan says that the cases that are against Donald Trump are politically motivated, guys. I mean, for anybody who may not be aware, these prosecutors, they have been bringing forth charges to try and get the former President Donald Trump put in jail. That's the bottom line here, guys. In fact, I personally think that their goal, if they can't get Donald Trump thrown in jail, they want to cancel the election altogether. What do you guys think? Now, the consensus among experts is that they're doing it to get ahead of the 2024 presidential elections. But not only is Jim Jordan suggesting that funding be pulled from these people, he's also calling out the FBI. Now, they were very instrumental in raiding Donald Trump's Mar-A-Lago home with court papers revealing that they were given the green light to use deadly force if necessary. Can you imagine if they accidentally shot one of the family members in Donald Trump's home? I mean, that would be beyond awful, guys. I mean, think about it. I'm pretty sure Barron Trump lives there. Melania Trump's there. Donald Trump is there. Any one of Donald Trump's staff. Just awful. Now, it was also them, AG Letitia James, DA Alvin Bragg, DA Fani Willis. It was them all together with Jack Smith who mishandled evidence taken from Donald Trump's residence in Florida. And in a very recent hearing with Attorney General Merrick Garland, Jim Jordan, he pressed him as to why Jack Smith, of all people, was chosen to be on this case. I mean, first of all, Jack Smith wasn't even qualified, was he? I mean, there were more than enough qualified people, qualified prosecutors here at home. So why do they need Jack Smith to go after Donald Trump? Well, what I want you guys to do is check out this exchange between Jim Jordan and Attorney General Merrick Garland. And before I do, all I ask is that you guys hit the like button for the video. Totally appreciate you guys. Shout out to Sandra C9 from Florida. What's going on, Sandra? We got John Gardner. We got Howling Sarge. We got a lot of folks coming in here. Alice Lewis, Peaceful Warrior. Mark McGrew. Okay. So anyway, thanks for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing. Take a listen to this heated exchange.
So important, you have to bring him from Europe back here to go after President Trump, name him as a special counsel. Do you regret the pick?
I'm sorry,
Do you regret picking him?
no, I do not regret picking him.
Well, prosecutors aren't supposed to tamper with evidence, and it looks like that's what he did. He changed the sequence of the documents that he seized from Mar-a-Lago.
I'm sorry, that's a false characterization, but that is ongoing.
Here's what he said to the court, Mr. Attorney General. There are some boxes where the order of items within the box is not the same as in the associated scans. I mean, he said it. I didn't say it. He told the court that.
Now you're asking me to comment on a discovery dispute that's ongoing in a court. I don't know the facts of it, and I'm not going to comment on it.
No, this is from Jack Smith filing with the court. He admitted to the court that they tamper with the evidence. He mishandled the very documents he's charging President Trump with mishandling. And I'm just asking, do you regret picking this guy as the special counsel in the most important special counsel investigation probably in American history?
I'm sorry, I did not hear the words tamper in the statement that Mr. Smith filed. He did not use those words.
Well, let me ask it this way. Are you supposed to change the order of the documents that you seize and the physical documents don't match up with the scanned documents? Are you supposed to do that as a prosecutor?
This is a matter in dispute, in discovery, in that court, and I'm going to leave it for the district court to make a determination after.
I would just say one last thing. It's not in dispute. This is what he said in the court filing. Jack Smith's team said that to the judge in the court. By the way, this case is now basically on hold because they've screwed up so many things.
Again, I don't know whether your description of the facts are true or not true, and I'm not going to intrude in a decision in a district court.
Wow. Wow. You want to talk about a heated exchange, guys? I mean, like what the congressman is trying to say or trying to prove here is that there was definitely a reason as to why Jack Smith was picked to prosecute Donald Trump. I mean, it even opened up talks about him being illegally assigned to this case. And of course, we cannot forget about how they tampered with the evidence taken from Mar-A-Lago. I mean, it's not just Jack Smith who's had multiple missteps with the prosecution of Donald Trump. We've even seen Letitia James repeatedly, time after time, again and again, about which properties and businesses that she's excited to take from the former president. Alvin Bragg, who's also known to downgrade felonies to misdemeanors, suddenly switched up his practice of doing the exact opposite for Donald Trump. Really? There's got to be a reason for this, guys. And then, of course, there's Fani Willis, right? So Fani Willis was proven to have had a relationship prior to bringing up cases against Donald Trump. And this relationship was connected to Nathan Wade. Nathan Wade is the same guy who she put as the top prosecutor on the election interference case in Georgia, which begs the question, was all of this political warfare from the very beginning? So Jim Jordan, he thinks that it is. And this plan to defund these prosecutors like Fani Willis and Jack Smith and Attorney General Letitia James, it might actually affect Fani Willis the most, okay? So DA Fani Willis has been facing allegations of misuse of federal funds. This much was exposed by Amanda Timpson, who is a former colleague of the district attorney. Now, she was the former director of the Fulton County's juvenile diversion program. So, and by the way, when she tried to raise the misconduct of her workmates, she was then fired by Fani Willis. So the reason that Fani Willis gave was that basically Amanda Timpson's performance was poor. Not because she was the one that was calling out the corruption in the office. She's saying that she fired Amanda Timpson because she just wasn't a good worker. So the only person in the Fulton County DA's office that wanted to do the right thing was fired. This is basically what Fani Willis is telling us. So I guess it gives Jim Jordan that much more of a reason to want to defund them. All right. And he's not just talking about it. He's actually submitted a proposal for the latest budget request to the House Appropriations Chairman Tom Cole for the fiscal year of 2025. And it doesn't flat out name Fani Willis and all of these other prosecutors, but the text, it does match the situations that match the criminal matters that are involving former President Donald Trump. So here's a couple of the key parts of this proposal here, okay? So prohibition on use of funds, right? None of the funds made available by this act or any other act shall be used or transferred to another federal agency, board, or commission to be used to fund, award grants to a grant organization that is currently under investigation for any misuse of federal funds. So that one is obviously a nod to Fani Willis and her office, right? For their alleged misuse of almost $500,000 of federal grant money that was supposed to go to the youth in their neighborhood. Yeah. Now, here's another one. And this one is from the text. It focuses on the Department of Justice, the DOJ, and why they can't use funding provided to them to prosecute a former or even a current president or vice president. So this one's actually targeted toward Jack Smith, although some actually say that this might work for President Biden once he leaves office. But anyway, the proposal also has specific text for what Attorney General Letitia James and DA Alvin Bragg has done with their offices, targeting a former president of the United States and bringing him to court on criminal charges. Now, do any of you guys happen to feel as if this is the right thing to do? And this budget proposal from Jim Jordan, it's geared toward more than just these three prosecutions. It also has several other provisions focused on immigration enforcement, border security, protecting FBI whistleblowers, addressing crime in Democrat-run cities, and fighting censorship of public disclosure on the internet. So it also has a section that talks about the eliminating of funding for the FBI if if the planned use of this money will be for acts that are not essential to the agency. Now, some critics argue that the FBI has just way too much funding, meaning that this particular proposal actually makes sense from a financial standpoint. But what do you guys think about all this? Now, I know some feel as if our taxpayer money was just completely wasted and or misused when they brought up all these different charges against Donald Trump. Others, though, they think that the spending was justified. Now, I know that we have a lot of different opinions on here, and I respect that, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, what do you think about this? Like, was this a complete sham from all along? Did they waste taxpayer money? I mean, what's really going on here? Hit me up in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Totally want to hear from you guys. Let's see, Jim Jordan. All right, so Gary Dwyer says Fani Willis is as crooked as a mountain road. That is pretty crooked. John Gardner says that Jim Jordan is right. Deborah Laura says Jim Jordan is on it. Love this man. Keenan Reitman says that Fani Willis, her day is coming. I think it is. I think a lot of these folks' days are coming. Jeremy Wiley says, Cash Money G, Fani, can hear the Trump train running. Let's see who else we got on here. We got Therese Maynard. What's going on? Got LC. LC says defund all of them. Patty Williams says that Merrick Garland is lying. Howling Sarge says, after 248 seasons of the greatest story ever, the executives are canceling the show. America is being canceled. Hope the last episode doesn't end with a big bang. Well, folks, I think that pretty much sums it up. If you haven't already, please hit the like button for the video. Totally appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, do subscribe, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.